Well, hello, long time no see. It has definitely been a hot minute. First off, let me apologize to my viewers for the delay in content. We moved, everything was hectic with the move, and it took us a little longer than expected to get back to normal. So allow me to apologize for that first. Second, I also want to discuss something else that has come up from other people that have watched my videos, and it has been my watches. So you've seen me wear a few G-Shocks, and I change them up every once in a while, but this one is actually a Militato. This one is a very well-priced Chinese homage watch. It's very similar to a Sin. So yeah, you'll see me talk about my watches before each video because, well, aside from pistols, I have watches. And just like when it comes to the pistols, these are not sponsored, these are not gimmes, these are not free. Neither are these. We are not bought, owned by any reseller, by any particular brand or distributor. We just churn out content. And if, hey, somebody wants to throw us something to review, I'll review it. No problem. But most of these are either through my own purchases or purchases and trades. We are an FFL, so it's one of those things that makes life easy. I just do this for the hell of it and to give people a chance to understand that there is some cool stuff out there and you may not have to pay a lot of money to get something good. Which brings me to another homage. And the reason I'm going to say this is this reminds me of the Shadow Systems CR920. Yes, I know this sounds like blasphemy, but I actually have a reason why I say this. For starters, this is the Stoeger STR-9MC. Now, what's cool about this pistol, it is their foray into the micro-compact market. If you know anything about the regular STR-9, you know that they build Glock-esque, I won't say Glock clones because it has very close similarities, but not everything is compatible, and same goes for here, which gives me more credence to lean on the fact that this is more of a CR920 clone than it is a 43X clone. So let's get into some of the nitty gritties here. So first off, you got a nitride hardened black finish on it. That's quite nice overall. I put several rounds through this, and out of the gate, it has been very, very, very reliable. Granted, I ran 124 grain ammo through it, just like I broke in my CR920X when I had it. And I used the same protocol because it has a very tight, look at this, there's no movement here, very tight lockup. And the tolerances are surprisingly tight for such a well-priced pistol. What's nice is you get a little rail on it, and you get a pretty decent trigger with a rolling brake. Resets right there. So keeping true to Turkish tradition, they have a pretty decent trigger. Now, is it the greatest trigger I ever felt? No. Is it match grade? No. Is it usable? Absolutely. And what I like about it is you still get somewhat of a defined wall right about here, and then you get into your brake. So it's pretty nice. The other thing that's nice about it, and that leads me to start to compare it to the CR920, is the fact that you get a flush mount 11-round magazine and a 13-round magazine with an extension. So you get a nice grip on it, good purchase, and it helps keep everything under control. It's kind of funny because I've owned several different pistols over the years. Oh, by the way, this is the 11 with the pinky extension. And especially for concealed carry and the micro compact craze, when it started taking off, first thing I went out to do was buy a Hellcat. And I loved it. My OG Hellcat was very good. In a lot of ways, this reminds me of my OG Hellcat. It's tidy. It has almost the same capacity, but it has a little bit more of that grip angle that's more familiar with a Glock style pistol. So if you're used to shooting Glocks, or you like that grip angle, or feel that the Glock grip angle is good, but maybe it's a little too much, start looking at the Stoeger. This particular model came with the tritium front dot sight, and look at this. This is something you never see on a micro compact, and it's a adjustable rear sight. I don't know how I felt about that at first, but the more I started using it, I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty cool. You also have an optic cut here, Shield RMSC. You could direct mount right on here. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to break this apart a little bit so you can get an idea of the inside. So allow me just to... was that as good for you as it was for me? All right. So now that we have the pistol broken apart, I want to point out a few things that I think are actually very nice and also very familiar. So if you look at the inside, and if you've ever worked on a Glock, you can see that there are a lot of similarities here. I mean, even with the way that the lock releases, it's very similar here. Same with your slide release right here. Very familiar controls. It's only on one side, so you don't have fully ambidextrous controls, but I do believe you can change out the mag release, which is kind of cool. You don't have an interchangeable backstrap, but you got a pretty nice texturing in here. I do like this. So you got a mixture. So you've got a little less aggressive, but bigger grip. And it does a nice job of anchoring the hand. And you have more of this skater tape style on the side, but I'll say it's not too rough, meaning that you could put it against the body and it doesn't feel uncomfortable. So that's nice. You got a little bit more aggressive texturing here, definitely more rough, which is great to help anchor your grip a little better. And the pistol is, I wouldn't say super snappy, but it's definitely a little bit more noticeable recoil than, say, a Shield Plus, which ironically I have right next to me and we'll be talking about shortly to compare. Over here, you have a really nice, look at this recoil spring. This is beautiful how they captured this. And it's all metal, which is really nice. So they didn't cut corners where it matters most. And this does a very nice job reducing some of that snap. Like I said, it's not super snappy. I would put it a touch under. I would definitely say it's less than a Hellcat. And I love my Hellcat. I was able to shoot it, no issues. But just for basis of comparison, and the more it broke in, the softer it seemed to get. So it was very nice. You got a pretty nice barrel here. Now, just full disclosure, after my little tales of woe with my Canik MC9, again, the Mete MC9 is one of the, in my opinion, the softest shooting micro compacts out there that I came across that's not comped or anything. One thing, as everyone knows, is that, again, the tight tolerances that the Turkishes tend to go with in their pistols. I just hit this with a little bit of flitz and just polished it up just to prevent any issues whatsoever. And again, I had no issues, but again, just preventive measures. Beautiful, nice, clean barrel, well put together. Nice slide. Again, very familiar design here. Very similar design to what we would see in the Glock and, the Glock clones. So the nice thing is that you're getting a very familiar and tried and true platform, which is awesome with this. The box is nothing to write home about, and nobody really cares about the box. It's cardboard, it's simple, but hey, you get 3 magazines with it, you get a lock, you get your manual, nothing crazy. So real quick, I'm just going to throw this guy back together. All right, push that through, and then and there we go. Now for comparison, this is my Shield Plus. Honestly, one of my favorite concealed carry pistols ever designed. Up until they came out with the Shield X, and we'll talk about that in another video. But I won't get rid of this. This thing is too damn good. So for starters, let's put them side by side. As you can see, right out of the gate, the STR-9MC is shorter, a little wider, but not by much. 10 round flat mag, 11 round. So now let's play with this. So let's go with the 13. So even with the 13 and the Shield Plus flat 10, you're pretty damn close. Where I'm going with this is the fact that if you find that you're having a hard time concealing due to grip length, the STR-9MC might actually be a really good contender for you. It's a great little pistol. I like it. And I mean, I still love my Shield Plus. There's no arguments there. The other thing too, let's just do a quick little here we go. As you can see, lengthwise, they are almost the same. Like, that is almost perfect. Now, barrel-wise, I think the Stoeger has a slightly longer barrel from what I recall. Very accurate. Very, very, very accurate. They also have another thin line model out that's ported, a little bit bigger. And there's a lot to love about it. Now, what's not to love? First off, the magazines are absolutely horrendous to load. It comes with a little mag loader, and I busted it because it's so tight getting that last round in every one of these mags. I think this one, since this is the one I use the most for testing, has finally given enough where I could jam it down with that last round without having to use one of these guys. That's -1. -2, it's been reported that their customer support at Stoeger it sucks. I hate to say it. Even though you get a 5-year warranty, which is great, it's still one of those things where good luck trying to call them if you need to get some stuff. So that part sucks. Lack of ambidextrous safety. I mean, I'm a righty, so I'm biased. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But to some people, that could be a deal breaker. The other thing I don't like is after a little bit of wear in a holster, you can see it starts to wear at the finish a little bit. But the good news is it's nitride finished, so therefore at least the metal is protected underneath. So I'm not too worried about it. And again, this is a sub $400 carry pistol. This is a truck gun. This is a put it in a holster. This is not a safe queen. But it does shoot. And it is enjoyable to shoot, which is why I kept it. Because I actually really like this thing. There's a time and a place for it. And I'll tell you, if you're wearing tighter clothing or, again, grip length is a concern for whatever reason, like purses, ladies, this is a really good contender. Do not sleep on the STR-9MC. I'm telling you. Again, I don't make any money at this, but I want to set you guys straight. So just remember one thing. You're in good hands with these hands. Thank you.